What if we told you that one performance was so powerful, it left even Jungkook staring in disbelief? During BTS's unforgettable night in Busan, Jimin stepped onto the stage with a level of confidence, precision and emotion that immediately captured the attention of everyone in the stadium. Fans were amazed. The members were watching closely. And for a brief moment, Jungkook's reaction became almost as memorable as the performance itself. From breathtaking contemporary movements to explosive bursts of energy, Jimin delivered a stage that many fans are still talking about today. But there was much more happening beneath the surface than most people realized. Here's the story behind the performance that had armies, and perhaps even Jungkook, completely mesmerized. The atmosphere inside Busan Asian Main Stadium was electric. Tens of thousands of armies filled every corner of the venue, their voices echoing through the night as anticipation continued to build. BTS had already delivered several unforgettable moments throughout the concert, but no one could have predicted what was about to happen next. As the lights gradually dimmed, a wave of excitement swept across the crowd. The giant screens focused on the center of the stage, and within seconds, Jimin appeared beneath the spotlight. The cheers instantly grew louder. Yet despite the overwhelming noise surrounding him, there was a calm confidence in the way he carried himself that immediately caught everyone's attention. For years, fans had admired Jimin as one of BTS's most gifted performers. His ability to combine emotion, elegance and precision had become one of his trademarks. But on this particular night in Busan, something felt different. There was a new level of maturity in his presence, as though he had stepped onto the stage determined to reveal a side of himself the audience had never fully seen before. As the opening notes filled the stadium, Jimin began to move. His motions were smooth and effortless, flowing naturally from one sequence to another. Every gesture seemed intentional. Every turn carried meaning. Rather than simply performing choreography, he appeared to be telling a story without speaking a single word. Watching from nearby, Jungkook seemed just as focused as the audience. Having spent countless years rehearsing, performing, and growing alongside Jimin, he understood better than most how much work was hidden behind every movement. Yet even from where he stood, the performance unfolding before him appeared to command his full attention. The stage soon transformed into something far greater than a typical concert performance. Jimin's graceful contemporary movements painted a picture of vulnerability and emotion, drawing the audience deeper into the story with each passing second. The massive stadium, which moments earlier had been filled with endless cheers, now seemed completely captivated by the atmosphere he was creating. Then everything changed. The music suddenly shifted. The gentle melodies gave way to a heavier rhythm, and the energy across the stage intensified almost instantly. Without missing a beat, Jimin transitioned into a series of sharp, powerful movements that stunned the crowd. The contrast was breathtaking. One moment he moved with the softness of flowing water. The next, every motion landed with explosive precision. The audience erupted. What made the moment even more impressive was the complete control Jimin maintained throughout the transition. Every movement appeared calculated. Every change in direction felt purposeful. It was not simply about dancing to the music anymore. It was about transforming sound, emotion, and movement into a single artistic experience. As the performance continued, even the BTS members seemed increasingly captivated. Brief camera shots captured smiles, expressions of admiration, and moments of genuine surprise. Among them, Jungkook's reaction quickly became a point of discussion among fans. There was a sense of pride in the way he watched, as if witnessing the result of years of dedication finally coming together on one extraordinary stage. As the intensity of the music continued to rise, Jimin pushed the performance into an entirely new dimension. The stage that had moments earlier felt elegant and theatrical now became a showcase of remarkable strength and control. He began incorporating increasingly complex sequences into the choreography, moving across the vast stage with confidence and precision. Every transition appeared seamless, despite the high level of difficulty. What impressed many observers was not merely the execution of the movements themselves, but the way Jimin infused each action with emotion. Even from the farthest seats in the stadium, fans could sense the story he was trying to communicate through movement alone. It was this rare ability to combine technical excellence with emotional depth that made the performance feel unforgettable. The most talked about section arrived when Jimin entered a demanding floorwork sequence that immediately drew the attention of the entire stadium. Lowering himself to the stage, he moved with astonishing fluidity, transitioning effortlessly between spins, slides, and controlled rises. The timing was flawless. Every motion matched the rhythm of the music so perfectly that the choreography felt almost cinematic. The audience responded with deafening cheers. Yet there was also a sense of collective amazement, as thousands of people watched him command the stage with complete confidence. It was one of those rare moments where time seemed to slow down, allowing everyone present to fully appreciate the artistry unfolding before them. While fans were captivated by the performance itself, many also found themselves noticing the reactions of the other BTS members. Throughout the years, the members had witnessed each other's growth more closely than anyone else. They had seen the countless rehearsals, the exhausting schedules, and the sacrifices required to perform at the highest level. Perhaps that was why their reactions felt so meaningful. Among them, Jungkook appeared especially attentive. As Jimin continued to deliver one breathtaking sequence after another, there seemed to be a quiet sense of admiration in the way Jungkook watched. For many fans, it felt less like one superstar watching another and more like a longtime friend witnessing the result of years of dedication, finally being celebrated on one of the biggest stages of their career. As the performance approached its climax, the emotional atmosphere inside Busan Asian Main Stadium became impossible to ignore. The combination of dramatic lighting, powerful music, and Jimin's expressive movements created a moment that felt larger than a concert. It was a reflection of an artist who had spent years refining his craft and continuously challenging himself to grow. Every gesture carried confidence. Every expression carried meaning. The audience was no longer simply watching choreography. They were witnessing a personal journey unfold in real time. The connection between performer and audience became stronger with every passing second, creating a memory that many armies would carry with them long after the concert ended. When the final notes echoed through the stadium and Jimin completed the last movement of the performance, the reaction was immediate. The crowd erupted into thunderous applause and cheers that seemed to shake the entire venue. Smiles spread across the faces of the BTS members as they welcomed him back, and the sense of pride was unmistakable. It was not merely appreciation for a successful performance. It was recognition of an artist who had taken another step forward in his evolution. In that moment, Jimin had not only captivated tens of thousands of fans, but had also reminded everyone why his passion, dedication, and artistry continue to inspire people around the world. That unforgettable night in Busan will likely be remembered as more than just another stop on a world tour. For many fans, it became a powerful reminder of how far Jimin has come as both a performer and an artist. Through every movement, every expression, and every carefully crafted moment on stage, he demonstrated a level of growth that left a lasting impression on everyone who witnessed it. And perhaps what made the experience even more meaningful was seeing the genuine admiration reflected in the faces of the people who know him best, including Jungkook, who seemed to understand better than anyone the years of effort hidden behind that extraordinary performance. Now we would love to hear from you, ARMY. Which moment impressed you the most during Jimin's Busan performance? Was it the emotional storytelling, the incredible floorwork, the seamless transition between elegance and power, or the reactions from the BTS members watching from the side of the stage? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's celebrate this unforgettable moment together. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more BTS updates and memorable moments. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.